Hi, everybody. I'm Kevin Otis.
I'm Kim Shively.
We're the authors of Applied Meisner for the 21st Century Actor. And this is one of our several placeholder videos that we're putting on our website until we can get back into the studio post-COVID, where we can work with students and demonstrate a lot of the exercises. So we're putting these videos up now to kind of discuss some of the foundational principles and techniques that you find in the book. And what Kim and I are going to do now is we're going to have a conversation about need. So, Kim, what do you understand like need to be?
Well, it's interesting because is really need is born from the reality of doing. And when we talk about need, what a lot of acting teachers will talk about when they are talking about need is they're talking about objective.
Mhm.
But objective is really tricky because Stanislavski used it interchangeably as like a tactic, an objective, a need. But what we've really found is that when we talk about need, it is like some of the Russian teachers, what they would call the must-have.
Mhm.
It's the subconscious thing that is driving the character forward in the story. That's how I understand it. How do you understand it?
Well, I love that phrase, the must-have, and I like need too. But when we talk about like objective, motivation, goal, need, the must-have, I think we're getting at the same kind of thing. The I sometimes also think of it as like appetite or craving or desire. Um, I think I think once we understand what it is, I think the words we use can be individuated a little bit for each actor. But for me, what I find to be most helpful are words that help me not think so hard about it. Like motivation makes me think up here, but when I think of like appetite, it makes me think lower
Mhm.
and bring more of my guts into it. And that's always helpful for me when I'm teaching need. Um,
I also, as you say that, I think about
yeah.
like, we both have kids, and right now my children are small, and and we really do talk about what do you need versus what do you want, because it's generally the need that is driving them. And so for me, need is one of those words that really hooks me in immediately. And it's also one of these principles of applied Meisner, which is, how you and I have taken Meisner into this 21st century, that grows up the reality of doing, or not grows up, but it really adapts the reality of doing for this 21st century actor, because it is the need that is driving them. And that need originates in the subconscious. I
Mhm.
love the way that you frame subconscious. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, yeah. So with need and like modern acting, it builds off of Freud's idea of this unconscious motivation, right? And as Ibsen and Chekhov and the early European modern writers started writing more modern plays with more sophisticated characters than what had been seen in melodrama, they started writing characters where an actor had to understand what is motivating the character, even though the character would not fully understand what's motivating them if the character was a real person. So then we're in a position as actors of knowing more about the character than the character would know about themselves if the character was a real person. So what's helpful for actors with this is it gives you something to do. And a lot of what Meisner's work did for actors was liberate them from self-consciousness. And so when I'm acting and and I'm trying to get the other character to change in a way that then allows me to get my needs met, get my must-have satisfied, my appetite satisfied, when I'm doing that, then my attention is not on myself. And and so my acting is more likely to be impulsive and free and authentic, right? And less likely to be self-conscious or indulgent or like focused on my own emotional condition, which are some traps that actors can fall into. Um, yeah, so
Yeah.
that, yeah,
I know. It's such a it's one of those things that a lot of times people will say, you can tell a technical dancer, you can tell a technical singer, but
Mhm.
you really can't tell a technical actor. And my response to that is always, I can tell where there's an absence of technique. But need and
Yeah.
motivation, that's one of the areas where it's the clear giveaway. When the actor doesn't know why they're doing something, if something does not have a clear pursuit, if there's not an objective that they're really something, a need they're trying to get met, then that's where I start to see the holes in performances.
Yeah, well, and hearing you say that, Kim, it makes me think, in the definition of acting video, when we talked about that, we talked about we listed out some words that aren't part of the definition, like performing or emoting or entertaining.
Mhm.
I see actors who are speaking words, but they're not pursuing a need. That's what I see them doing, is I tend to see them focusing on their emotions or trying to entertain us or be cute in some way, or trying to become a character in such a way that it draws their energy inward and they start to introvert. Um, so the need is really liberating for the actor because the need ultimately lives in the other character's behavior. And so it takes the attention, the actor's attention moves off of themselves and onto that other person. And then, we're all, whoever's acting, you, me, someone watching this video, it's like we're more likely to behave impulsive and freely and authentically.
Well, and think of like the great discoveries that come when an actor has that need drop in and they are really just heroically pursuing that objective. They're like, I am going to get this need met. I'm going to fix the other person. And
Yeah.
that's where I really, when I think about that one of a kind uniqueness that you talk about when we're thinking about impulses, it's like that's where I see the things that surprise me and that make me lean in, that make me want to be more engaged with the story going on.
Yeah, and I loved what you just said about the need dropping in, um, because that is like a trap for actors, right? As we're doing like what might be called like analysis work, is that we think it like lives up here, but but it really does live lower, and it's like we can understand the desire, but ultimately it's like we have to the desire has to be swallowed, and so that it can live in your guts, right? It's like, so whatever the analysis is, it's down in the appetite center, you know?
And the analysis is only as good as it is compelling you to act, as it is moving deeply into you and making you want to get up and pursue that objective, get that need met.
Yes, yes, and to be able to experience that desire without intellectual effort, right?
Or
Without
apologizing.
operating. Yeah.
I see so many actors apologize for having, like, they feel the need, they find the need, they're pursuing it, and then they apologize immediately because of just society and whatever belief system they have that makes them think that in these in and it's not real life, it's the dramatic imagination. And so there is that, I watch that battle go on a lot in actors.
Yeah, I see that too. And I guess to take it back to the definition of acting, right? Our job is to live truthfully under the imaginary circumstances, which truthfully, it has to go beyond what we might consider polite or typical. Definitely beyond what we sometimes call realistic, right? It,
Oh, yeah,
it's
real
deeper
can
than
get
that.
real boring. Real is
Yeah.
me like going to the store and running errands and making appointments and grading.
Yeah.
Like real is truth though. What those things that are like really truthful, that for me, that keeps me coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To truthfully change that other person.
I
So,
like that. I think you just came up with like another definition there. It's like
oh yeah.
need to truthfully change the other person. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write that down
Oh,
because
I
I
like
never
that. I
put it
hope.
on a sampler. I'm gonna
Okay.
put it on my wall.
All right. Very
So
cool.
We hope you've enjoyed this. For more information, you can follow us on Facebook at 21CActor, on Instagram at 21CActor Insta, and always on our website at www.21cactor.com. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks.